Pope Francis remains in critical condition in Rome as he battles pneumonia. The Vatican says the Pope received a blood transfusion, but doctors are closely monitoring his kidney function.
But that did not stop the Pope from releasing a message from his hospital bed. He said in part, "I am confidently continuing my hospitalization at the Gemelli Hospital, carrying on with the necessary treatment." He then thanked believers for all the prayers and letters.
Thousands of those prayers are coming from St. Patrick's Cathedral in Midtown, and that's where we find Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson. Kimberly?
Well, Joe, a bit of good news today. The Vatican says Pope Francis is, quote, vigilant and well-oriented. Here at St. Patrick's, Timothy Cardinal Dolan tells me he's getting word the 88-year-old is actually eager to go visit other patients in the hospital to bless and pray with them. For now, that's not an option. Mass here at St. Patrick's Cathedral felt very different as worshipers from all over the world offer more prayers for Pope Francis.
He's very vulnerable, but you know what? The human experience is a vulnerable experience, and we don't know. We're all time-stamped.
Not far from the Vatican, in an apartment set up on the 10th floor of a hospital, the church says today the pontiff took part in Holy Mass after having a restful Saturday night. The 88-year-old remains in critical condition after being diagnosed with a lung infection which led to a respiratory crisis. The Vatican says the Pope's prognosis remains, quote, uncertain.
Pope Francis is in very, very fragile health.
Timothy Cardinal Dolan presided over Mass at St. Pat's.
I was part of the conclave that elected him. I've gotten to know him, and so I worry about him as I would my own father, because he is our Holy Father.
The Archbishop of New York points out Pope Francis has been extraordinarily realistic about his own health. As a young man, he had part of one lung removed and in 2023 was hospitalized with respiratory infections.
He loved New York.
Visited the city in September of 2015. Thousands filled Madison Square Garden to hear the Holy Father speak, gathered in Central Park and along Fifth Avenue to catch a glimpse.
When we were in his little car, he said, "What are all those buildings?" I said, "Well, that's where all the people live." And he was kind of mesmerized.
Right now, a sense of deep appreciation for a man who's been part of so many lives.
The way that he speaks and the kindness that he generates and his love for kids is something that's really impactful.
And that trip to New York City, Timothy Cardinal Dolan tells me the Pope was very moved by the city's enthusiastic welcome. 12 years next month, Pope Francis stepped into his current role. For now, we're live in Midtown. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.